educational institutions as COVID cases fall. PM for gradually moving away from government subsidies, especially in gas electricity. Ruling regime reforming election commission to re-elect through its ways, alleges BNP. Assalamu alaikum. This is Nusrat Islam welcoming you all to evening news. Bangladesh has registered 1,500 new COVID cases, the lowest in a day since 9 January. As many as 23,000 samples were tested across the country for a positivity rate of 6.77%. The country also recorded 16 deaths from the coronavirus in a day, taking the total toll from the disease to 28,990. The latest figures put the recovery rate at 91.47% and the mortality rate at 1.50%. Bangladesh has begun to reopen educational institutions a month after they were closed as coronavirus cases start to drop. Classes resumed in secondary, higher secondary and higher educational institutions in the first phase of reopening on Tuesday. In the morning, students with vaccination cards in hand were seen entering Dhaka schools. They lined up outside the gate where temperatures were checked before they were allowed in. Only those who received at least 2 doses of the vaccine were allowed to attend classes. The government also instructed all primary schools to reopen in early March. The government has also lifted restrictions on public gatherings from Tuesday.
অনেক ভালো লাগতেছে আশা করছি এটা খোলা থাকবে বন্ধ হবে না স্কুল প্রতিষ্ঠান খোলা থাকুক আবেদন থাকবে
আমাদের হাতের লেখা অনেক আসতে চলে এসেছে তো আমাদের একটু টাইম লাগবে যদি ঠিক করার জন্য
টিচাররা বলেছে যে স্বাস্থ্যবিধি মেনে ক্লাস করার জন্য
আমাদের স্কুল থেকে বলেই দিয়েছে যে টিকা ছাড়া কেউ ক্লাস করতে পারবে না
বাসায় বন্দি অবস্থায় থাকতে থাকতে এখন তো অনেক ভালো লাগতেছে কলেজে
Travelers flying to the UAE no longer need to take a rapid PCR COVID test at the airport. In a notice, the Civil Aviation Authority of Bangladesh said the requirement for passengers to take the test 6 hours before their flights was lifted at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Earlier, amid a COVID surge, the UAE put a halt to flights from Bangladesh. They began allowing flights from September, but required all passengers to take a COVID test at the airport 6 hours before their flight left. That restriction has now been lifted. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said that steps must be taken to reduce and finally stop government subsidies. The government is devising ways to stop providing subsidies, especially in the gas and electricity sector. Planning Minister M.A. Mannan said, quoting the Premier. He briefed reporters about this new directive following the weekly ECNEC meeting chaired by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The minister said subsidies in agriculture would continue. However, subsidies in the industrial sector will be reduced. The government no longer wants to subsidize industrial and luxury areas, he said, adding that subsidies in agricultural and slum areas will continue.
বিশাল বিষয় ভর্তুকি আর কত এটা নিয়ে বিস্তারিত আলোচনা হয়েছে ভর্তুকি থেকে আমাদেরকে সরে আসতে হবে ভর্তুকি ন্যায়সঙ্গত নয় ভর্তুকি কোনো খয়রাতি নয় কোনো না কোনো ব্যক্তি পাচ্ছে কোনো না কোনো ব্যক্তি দিচ্ছে এটা অবশ্যম্ভাবী সত্য যে ভর্তুকি থেকে সরে আসার কৌশল বের করুন ধীরে ধীরে পর্যায়ক্রমে একবারে করলে তো পড়ে যাবে সো লেট আস কাম আউট অফ দিস সিস্টেম
BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has alleged that the ruling regime is reforming election commission to re-elect in their system. He came up with the allegations at a discussion organized by Krishak Dol at a National Press Club today. The BNP leader said the government has threatened the existence of the country, violating human rights. He also alleged that the ruling party business syndicate has raised the prices of daily essentials.
ইলেকশন ব্যবস্থা তছনছ করে দিয়েছে শুনে ভেঙে তছনছ করে দিয়েছে কিচ্ছু নাই এটার মধ্যে এখন তারা আবার নির্বাচিত হবার জন্যে তারা তাদের মতো করে আপনার ইলেকশন কমিশন গঠন করবে সেই ইলেকশন কমিশন গঠন করার জন্য আবার একটা সার্চ কমিটি তৈরি করেছে আইনও তৈরি করেছে সবগুলো হচ্ছে জনগণকে বোকা বানানোর জন্য। যাদের দিয়ে নির্বাচন কমিশন গঠন করা হবে দেখা যাবে যে সেই হুদার মতোই লোক হবে। অনেকে তো তাকে আপনারা একটু বলে বেহুদার মতো বলে। নো, বাংলাদেশের মানুষের ভোটের অধিকারকে কেড়ে নেওয়া, বাংলাদেশের নির্বাচন ব্যবস্থাকে ধ্বংস করে দেওয়া, এই জন্য তার তো বিচার হতে হবে, তাকে কাঠগড়ে দাঁড়াতে হবে।
International news. A representative of the self-proclaimed Republic of Donetsk in eastern Ukraine claimed Tuesday Russian troops were already inside its territory, as well as neighboring Luhansk. Quickly after Vladimir Putin signed the decree late Monday, convoys of armored vehicles were seen rolling across the separatist-controlled territories. Meanwhile, shelling along the line of contact between Ukrainian forces and Russian-aligned rebels has intensified of late amid Moscow's moves to secure its hold on the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said Tuesday the UK will introduce immediate economic sanctions against Russia along with allies and warned Vladimir Putin is bent on a full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
So we've just had a Cobra meeting about the situation in Ukraine, particularly in the Donbass region, where plainly President Putin has now violated Ukrainian sovereignty. He's sent troops in. He's broken international law. We will immediately institute a package of economic sanctions, which I think, as people would expect, targeted not just at entities in Donbass, in Lugansk and Donetsk, but in Russia itself, targeting Russian economic interests as hard as we can, and we will be.
4 days of hearings into the Myanmar military's deadly 2017 crackdown on the Rohingya opened at the International Court of Justice (ICJ). Representatives of Myanmar addressed judges to outline why they believe the case that was filed by Gambia, representing a group of Muslim nations, should be dropped. Lawyers for Gambia are scheduled to respond on Wednesday. Gambia filed the case at the ICJ in 2019, accusing Myanmar of committing genocide against Rohingya Muslim minority.
Thank the agent of Myanmar for.
Now cricket. In a bid to make a giant leap towards the 2023 World Cup in India, Bangladesh seek a winning start against Afghanistan in 3-match series. The first ODI match starts at 11 a.m. Wednesday at Zohar Ahmed Chaudhry Stadium in Chattogram. Known for being spin-heavy in the Afghan team, the visitors are expected to be a challenge for host Bangladesh's batters in the series. However, according to skipper Tamim Iqbal, the hosts are not overthinking about the Afghan spin threat, instead looking forward to adapt and give their best in the series. Before ending, let's have a look on the headlines once again. Bangladesh reopens educational institutions as COVID cases fall. PM for gradually moving away from government subsidies, especially in gas electricity. Ruling regime reforming election commission to re-elect through its ways, alleges BNP. And that's all from the newsroom for now. To know updates, videos of this bulletin, visit our website www.ntvbd.com. Besides, visit our YouTube and verified Facebook page for updates over NTV's our popular programs and bulletins. Our next bulletin, Shondar Khabor, will be aired in Bangla at 7:30 p.m. Thank you for being with us. Have a good time.